Hi, so this is my new second channel. It used to be a channel for my podcast with my grandma, so if you're subscribed to it and now you're like, what's going on? Like, did somebody hack my account and subscribe me to that man I used to like? Just kidding, that's an insecure thing to say. Anyway, I wanted to post this because A, I want to post on it, on the channel and make new stuff on here, and B, I can't monetize. This is the nasty part of why this video exists. Not nasty, but more practical. Capitalistic? Should he say that? Does he know enough about anything to use that word? Reason is that I can't monetize until I have like 4,000 watch hours or something, and I don't have that on this channel, so I don't know, even if this is boring, you just mute it and go to another tab. I'm not trying to take up your RAM on your damn laptop or phone. I guess if you're on your phone, yeah. Open it on your mom's laptop. Crank out your mom's Dell. Oh, having a little bit of heartburn. So yeah, I'm just gonna try and make this like an hour long. It's like a scam of a YouTube video, like 99% dislikes. Do you notice YouTube took off the dislikes? It's kind of disorienting, right? That it's like, wait, I look at that, I realize now how much I used to look at it when I'd look up like a tutorial, or, you know, when you just YouTube search like how to do this. Like literally last night I was in an Airbnb and I forgot to bring a towel, and it was like kind of a shitty one and they didn't have a towel out for me. So I YouTube searched how to dry off without a towel. And then I realized, I'm like, I've completely lost that, or I haven't lost it, but I'm afraid to trust that instinct part of myself that's just like, oh, I have paper towels. Like, I don't have to look up, can I dry myself off with paper? Like, I can do whatever I want. I'm constantly looking up shit that I know already because I'm not comfortable unless I'm like checking in with this Google friend who like tells me if I'm gonna die or not. My throat kind of hurts. I'm having a weird time. I'm very curious now who is watching this specific video, because I find that my perception of what's happening when I'm making something doesn't match up even how I feel about it later. Because when I make a video, sometimes I'll say the same sentence. If you look at the edits in my normal videos, I'll say there's like usually 30-second chunks, and I'll repeat each 30-second. Literally, sometimes I'll look at the editor for a half an hour, and it just turns into this OCD loop thing. And I'll look back, and it was fine the first time. So it's this kind of insecure loop thing that's happening in my brain right now. And I watch people's videos, and they go, and they just kind of, it's clearly just, there's something exciting about watching somebody come up with something and actually just real stream of consciousness, being yourself as much as you can in front of a camera, which I think is hard and almost impossible. But, so hopefully that means something to somebody. But man, the reason I want to post on this channel more, which I want to talk about, is like, I'm stuck in this thing I get in with like all of my platforms online. Just so, the word platform and the word content. Some people I respect use the word content now, and I'm like, how do you not know you're being a joke? Why would you ever just say video? If it's a YouTube video, why not say YouTube video? Like, what else is content? Is it a picture on Insta? Why can't we just say videos? Pictures and tweets, I guess? Like, oh, I'm releasing new content today. It's a Instagram picture. Like, it's usually a video, right? So why? You get it. What was I saying? Shit, I should write down what I'm talking about. The person watching, I wonder... Oh, so what happens with all of my places online, my content farms, is that when they grow, when it reaches a certain amount of popularity, or I feel like there's an amount of people watching me, I lose... I put so much pressure on it. Like with my Toecold main channel, I am completely terrified to post on it. And the standards I have for it are high, and I think that's good, because I think it's, in a way, it's forced me to make stuff that's memorable and I think stands out as much as I can, as I can. but it also, my standards are so ridiculously high sometimes that it's not even a standard anymore. It's just something that it's self-destructive. Like, it's impossible, literally impossible for me to meet. Like, I won't make a video for 2 months, even though I could have made something like this. But yeah, I have that with my main Twitter account. It has like 600,000 followers. I don't know how many people actually look at it. Twitter is so weird with the algorithm now. I get maybe, like, it tells you the impressions. I think maybe a 20th of those people will end up actually seeing the tweet. And that's why you see all those accounts with like 1 million followers and 10 likes per tweet, because it's like a strange interface. I sound like one of those people complaining about being shadow banned, but I also can't figure out Twitter. Like, I feel like I used to know how to make tweets that would hit, and now I'm like, it changes so often of like what goes viral. Anyway, I just get so in my head about these things that I retreat to, like, I made a second Twitter because I'm like, well, I don't want to have to, 3 celebrities follow me on this account, so now I have to hide over here. And then that one becomes a little more popular, and I know I sound like I'm complaining about, like, I can't stop getting famous, but I want people to watch me, but my psyche keeps doing this thing that I'm trying to fix or help, where I put so much pressure and I don't even know what to see. Now I'm in my head. I just, like, while I was saying that sentence and how as it like faded away, my thoughts were, this is boring. Why aren't you being funny? People watch you to be funny. And now, while I'm saying this, a new one popped in my head, which is, you're being self-deprecating. You're just showing self-hatred without a lesson or a positive side to it. It's going to make people who like you and are enjoying this uncomfortable and feel cheated to watch you say that it's bad when they enjoy it. So there's always something like that going on in my head. And I want to have a channel where I can just post something like this and go and ramble for a half an hour or an hour or go live or what, and not worry that. And maybe I would like to have more subscribers on here, but I don't know if I could make money on it. I don't want to put a lot of, I get physically exhausted very easily by talking a lot, even though I love to do it. My throat ends up hurting or whatever it is, and the stress. But like last night, if you look at this channel, I put up like a random song where I'm just talking about not feeling good. And it was like fun. And I was like, of course I could upload that to my main channel, but there's this block in my head that's like, I want that to be a certain thing. I don't even know what it is, but I don't want it to be that. But maybe it should. It's so complicated, because I think for a long time I'm trying to get out of this idea that YouTube or any platform content on the internet is like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, there's people that I subscribe to, and I watch 1/30th of their videos. But it's not like I go, I'll never watch you again. I didn't like that. It's not like a filmography of an actor where it's like, well, people have it's like a store where I'm not mad that Target has 99% of stuff that I don't want. If I put out 100 videos, it's just this weird, it can feel like the sky is falling sometimes when my videos don't do as well for like 10 videos. But then it's crazy because all of a sudden one of them picks up and it's like, oh shit, this one got 7 times, like the amount of views that I haven't gotten in 3 years. So people are just kind of picking and choosing, and it can feel sometimes like, oh, it's over. People don't like me anymore. But it never seems that final on the internet. And now I'm in my head, I'm like, am I going to show, another fear I have with just talking and not planning it out as much and not editing it, is that I'll show a side of myself that will change people's minds that do like me. And by the way, I realize that I can see the comments now that are like, Drew, you need to like stop worrying about this. Oh my God, it's crazy to watch you overthink. You need to just chill out and meditate. I get it. I know I have a huge ego. I'm self-obsessed, not even in a hateful way. Like, I just am. It's like a coping mechanism or some childhood thing. I don't know. I'm narcissistic in a lot of ways, and I worry about what people think of me. And the way that I've been able to pay rent and pay for food and stuff is worrying about what people think of me. And it's supposed to be the opposite, because that's what ends up, I mean, confidence, I don't like when people say, oh, confidence is attractive. If you're not confident, people aren't. It is true. I think it's the way that our brains work. I don't think that it's good. I don't like when people make it sound like it's objectively ugly to be insecure or something. But like when you watch somebody perform or make a video or something, there is kind of a discomfort when you can tell they're kind of like, ooh, what am I doing here? And I try online to be firm and confident in displaying my insecurities, and just like look at you right now and say, here's how I feel, here's the inner monologue. I never want to second guess myself for saying those things, even though they're happening, and to kind of separate myself. I think that I try to own it, because I think there is something kind of, even though it's so enmeshed with just social interaction now, and it's like this, there's very little line between us and the internet and showing ourselves, and everyone is a performer or whatever. There's a way that you can do it that people, that I think that there's like a human reaction where it's like, this person doesn't feel comfortable, and I'm such an empath that I'm like, I can't handle watching it. So I don't know what I'm saying right now. But yeah, I am going to just keep rambling. Is there something insulting about being, I guess at least I'm being straightforward about it. Like, I am making this to try and get this channel monetized, but I'm also, I want to try out making a video this way. Because since I was like, whatever, 12 or 13, started making videos, I always wonder if everybody who watches that, like, who is watching this right now, which who knows, could be like 30 people, like as far as 11 or 12 minutes into the video, so watching it. And I guess I think saying that will make myself feel better, because if you are still watching this, why am I, like, you clearly enjoy it, so it's like I'm talking about the people who stopped and they're not watching. Shit, I forgot what I was saying again. And now I'm swearing. That's the other thing. I guess I can test it out. I stopped swearing in my videos because, one, I thought it was a challenge, and two, YouTube has like an AI robot that picks out for advertisers what you talk about and doesn't give you as much money. And I do worry about money. There's kind of this thing online, I feel, that like you're not supposed to say that you're doing it. It's like this weird thing where everyone knows that being a YouTuber is a job, but you're supposed to look at it like, I do enjoy it, but people have this like, oh, you're just bad. Like when I made my first video in August, oh, it looks like someone ran out of money. It looks like the YouTube, it's like, first of all, I ran out of money like a year before I came back on YouTube. Like, but also, what the fuck is the swearing. What's the problem if I do something that makes money? I know I'm talking about literally like 1% of all these sweet comments. But it's this weird thing where it's like, I don't understand the idea that if I were to enjoy something and it makes me money and I want and need money as a person in America, like clearly I need money to like get like a lot. Like I need a lot of money to like get insurance and pay for stuff at the pharmacy or whatever it is. You guys know. I'm like, let me tell you about what it's like to yeah, those are some things that bothered me. But in general, I'm just, I see making something like this both as the monetization thing, but also an exercise in just throwing something up there. And because I have to do I have a lot of work ahead of me as far as unlearning since I was young this, and we all have, but I've really kind of got a head start at I think, like, and with a sizable somewhat audience, even as like going through puberty, this idea that, I know I skipped over stuff that I'm sure there's people that were like, wait, what were you gonna say about, but anyway, this idea that, you know, strangers' opinions of me mean more than my own opinion of myself, and sometimes even the people's around me in my life's opinion of me. And I see that as an issue. You know, I'm not proud of that or anything. Like, I mean, maybe that's not true. I think that I saw somebody else say that in an interview, and I just thought it sounded like I related to it and repeated it. But I guess I would be... And maybe the problem is that I would be equally upset if I got a tweet from somebody saying, "You're an asshole." Or a close friend I've known for 10 years said, "You're an asshole." And part of that is psychologically, I think, looking at something on my phone, I wonder sometimes if my brain can separate the difference quickly enough before I have an emotion of like, this is the thing, this is the machine that shows me something that people I love say to me, and then also randomly it's from someone who's never met me and has only seen these curated parts of myself. I wonder sometimes if it can just feel like, do you know what I mean? Like, your brain reacts so quickly emotionally and physically, and sometimes I feel like sometimes I'm just compensating, filling in the blank of like, I feel anxious. Well, it must be this. I feel dizzy. It must be this. Like, I feel like shit about myself. It must be because of this person or this thing that happened when... So, I don't know. I'm really getting off track here. But yeah, I just have this obsession with it. Like I said, because it's how I've made money, and you kind of do have to watch out for, if everyone starts hating you, you might stop. Well, actually that's not true. That's the weird thing, is people who like, there's some people on YouTube that everyone who watches them seems to not like them. There's something so weird about that to me. There's this type of person that like goes on I shouldn't even get into this, but they go on like message boards all day and talk about YouTubers and drama, and I've been in a place mentally where those people are, and maybe still am, and I get obsessed with people I don't, but it's like, you have to acknowledge that if you are spending all day talking about anybody, especially someone you don't know, you do not hate them. You are obsessed with them and probably love them in a strange part of your soul, or want to be, or not even like, oh, you're just jealous, but like, there is something about them that you are obsessing over for a reason that probably has to do with you. Like, there's just this weird thing where communities, like, I've like followed people back before. I remember a few years ago, there was this girl that was verified, and she was a YouTuber, and I didn't really look, I just like followed her back, and then she was tweeting that it was her birthday on my birthday. And so I replied, I was like, happy birthday, like, or whatever, and like 10 people all of a sudden were like, Drew, don't, she's the worst, and I'm like, and then I look it up, and it's like these controversies that don't even make sense. Like, all the YouTuber shit, it's like, what are you even talking? It's like, they said this to one person, and then they collabed with that. I'm like, so, it's just so strange to me when the reasoning for someone being horrible, as if they're a criminal, is like these weird interpersonal, like, arguments. It's like, wait, are they a criminal or not? Because otherwise, like, I don't even know what this is about. I keep making, like, starting with a point and then giving an example that maybe doesn't apply completely. But anyway, yeah, there's something, I've noticed that there's these weird, and I've been a part of that kind of stuff too, especially when I was younger, like with bands or like TV shows I liked online, like message boards. It's like you become so obsessed with something you swear you don't like or you think is harmful, but at a certain point, there's no way you're actually talking about that thing anymore. Like, if anyone watching this spends like a good amount of time, like on a Reddit or something, talking about how somebody sucks or something sucks, it's okay. And I think it's kind of a human thing and something that happens when you're in a specific kind of pain or thought loop. But you need to realize, and I've had to realize with the stuff that I obsess over, that it's not about the thing. It's not... I get it if someone's like committing like things, like people are banding together to stop someone from doing something, but when it's just like this person is, everyone, I guess most people watching this, they're like, yeah, Drew, people who spend all day on Reddit hate forums are clearly going through it. But I feel like it's kind of normalized, this weird, like, talking about stuff that you claim to not like. And I do it myself all the time. Anyway, back to why I'm making this channel. I guess it makes sense. I put so much pressure into what my main channel should be or what my main Twitter, and that I just don't do it. And and I used to be able to be kind of naive with it. I guess that's not a choice you make to be naive, but it just felt like whatever. Like my brain, I think, when I was younger, which I kind of miss, wasn't able to imagine, or didn't trouble myself with imagining, okay, I have, let's say, 100,000 followers. When I post this thing, 100,000 sets of eyes will see it. I just thought, this is what I think is funny, blah, blah, blah. Let me throw it out there. The comments, oh, people seem to like it. This is fun. Now it's like, it almost feels as, like, I will start shaking as if I'm in a coliseum. I'm trying to think of something with 100,000 people in it, where I'm actually walking out, because it is almost the same thing. You know, it's not, I think, on your body, like the stress that you feel, or if you're a nervous public speaker, but I get that same, because I used to do like stand-up, and it would make me shake, and I would literally take my glasses off and not be able to see anybody, because I was and I hated it, so I stopped. So yeah, I wish that I could separate myself more from strangers' opinions of me, because I just give so many people the permission to completely ruin my day. And that's even the wrong verb to use, because my reaction to it is ruining it. But, you know, if I've been going on live streams on this channel a few times, and like one person, like the other day I was talking something about Stan accounts and what that means, and is it good, is it not, and I said something about how I don't really understand communism, and it feels like I should read more books about it. And I was kind of being sarcastic and rude, but someone said, you sound petty and jealous. And I like got off 2 minutes later from the stream, and I felt, I've been thinking about it like literally almost every day since then. Like, and I don't know who that person is. And also, that person was probably right. Like, I get petty and jealous pretty much every day. There's people I've known online, or entertainers that I've interacted with, or for some reason just have decided, I don't even know, but are my, you know, jealousy enemy because they do things that I want to do. And, you know, just stuff, you ever think that you're angry at a certain attribute or something, and you realize that you're like, I'm trying to think of an example, like, oh god, people who like this show are, oh my god, how would anyone like, and then I'll hear myself getting so angry about it in my head, and I go, oh wait, I'm thinking about that one person who hurt my feelings, and they liked that show. Like, it's, I think my brain is constantly doing that, where I'm just unresolved hurt feelings, or relationships, or with people, with any type of relationship, or family, like, or myself, a big, like, maybe 90% of the time, it's just like, I'm trying to check myself for that kind of stuff, but not, you know, that's the thing about dealing with issues, is I have to be careful when I'm trying to resolve something, to not, when it becomes so clear, I can very easily dive back into an even more powerful self-hatred from seeing these things. Like, my therapist and I have been talking about my kind of, maybe I shouldn't I don't want to cheapen my therapy by putting it out, but, you know, stuff like that. I think I need some food. Oh, these are good, by the way. This is not sponsored at all. I keep thinking of stuff that I like, that I want to, like, tweet out, or because I genuinely, like, want to tell people about it. But then I realize, well, I get paid to talk about certain things, so should I give people free promotion? Is that lowering my value? And I know this is all, like, a money thing. But people do that, like, my favorite things. Anyway, I found this brand at the store called FODY, and hopefully they're not, like, awful and in some kind of, like, international scandal of how terrible they are. FODY, Foodie or Foddy, and they had this pasta sauce at a Whole Foods type store that was called Gut Friendly, and I need that because I have, like, a hernia in my stomach, and gastritis, and digestion issues, and reflux, and all this stuff. So this is like a potato chips that they, I guess, designed specifically for people with digestion issues, and they have a pasta, because I can't really do garlic or anything spicy. garlic, onion. So this is like made with avocado oil, but I had to buy, they didn't have it at a store near me, so I had to buy it. I had to like, you ever get like like something weird shipped to you? I'm always like, so weird. I don't know, there's something strange about opening a package with potato chips in it. Sorry, mute it. Don't stop watching because I'm eating. I only need a little. I can feel my blood sugar going down. I'm gonna dance, so it's not a boring part of the video. This might be a boring dance, also. Okay. This is good though. Pink Himalayan salt. Anyway, well, maybe I'll just stop the video here because I don't really know what to talk about besides that. But yeah, I've just been wanting a plate, and the ones I'm kind of just trying to stretch this one out, but the ones that I'm planning to make, I mean, I'm not really planning anything specific, but I just want a channel that I can literally, how I used to use YouTube and different channels I had, like, if I want to put up literally 5 videos in one day because I'm feeling hyper or manic or whatever, I want to, like, I just know that if you are continuing to subscribe to this or want to subscribe to this, that's, you know, it might clog some stuff. I don't plan on doing that very much, but I might post once a day for 2 weeks and then not for a month. But it's fun. The idea of having somewhere where I don't care and people who watch it are aware that it's just like whatever I'm feeling in that moment and it's not going to be as produced or thought out, and maybe enjoy that aspect of it. That's exciting to me, and I need to be excited about YouTube, because I do get excited about YouTube, but the pressure I put on myself turns that excitement into just paralysis, and I am just afraid to do anything. And I'm like, there's just something weird that happens in my head where I'm like, I feel my brain constantly being like even right now when I was about to make this video, I was like, well, what if I get into a thing that should be on my main channel? And that could have made me money, like, that could have helped me pay rent here, and if I talk about it here, this won't be, like, my brain is doing this, like, make sure you don't miss an opportunity to monetize yourself, because then you can pay rent and buy more potato chips that are good for your stomach. You can ensure that you're eating fat. Not that I definitely have been eating a good amount of fat, but, yeah, I don't like that. Like, it's a necessary part of my brain on one hand that, like, makes sure that I'm earning money because I've got some bills that need to be paid, but it's such an overwhelming thing to be like, literally, I talked about this in one of my videos coming back, like, I will just think, oh, I need a picture here because this could be a good opportunity for, it's both attention and ego boosting, but also I think there's kind of a monetary thing to it. Like, what if I walked by a big bird the other day, not the guy from Sesame Street. Haha. Who says this wasn't a comedy? I literally have made like 0.7 jokes for this entire video. This is definitely going in the people and blogs category. I don't know if anyone uploads YouTube videos, but they have comedy, people and blogs, music, I don't remember. Oh, and I'm walking by this big bird, and I was like, oh, I better, like, what if this, I feel my brain going, what if this went viral? Like, what if I said something funny to the bird flew at me, killed me, all of a sudden I'm the guy who got killed by a bird, and all my bills are paid. What? Actually, now I'm thinking I want to show you the video of the bird. Because it was very interesting, because it was one of those huge birds that, you ever see a bird start flying that you thought, like, I thought it was like a penguin type thing, where I'm like, there's no way you could pick up that body. And, like, it's like if I tried to fly, it'd be like, no, I'm too heavy for, you know what I mean? Like, if I just hung off of a drone, it would, gravity, you get it. Where did my phone go? Wow, that moment when you didn't even have your phone for half an hour and you realized that you were just having fun and time flew. Time flew like a big bird. Do you see, by the way, can you see what happened? I swear I'm so sensitive to carbohydrates. I was like sinking into my chair, and the second I had like seven chips, I'm like, bloop. Like you can feel it, right? If anyone is still watching this, can you tell me if you felt the difference? Because I literally Googled it once, like hyper after carbs, and there was this article that could have been BS. You know how there's a lot of stuff I've had to learn, having a lot of health anxiety, that when you Google almost any symptom, there's always going to be some money sucker con person who's like, oh, you just either need this supplement, or yeah, that's called this. And then you ask a doctor and they're like, that's not a real thing. Like, no. Like almost if anything says toxins, I was reading about, I'm like, or somebody I knew who knows about health stuff, or like worked in a, I don't even know the specifics of it, but they're like, you don't have, like, your body gets rid of toxins. Like, you're not going to get rid of toxins from some kind of drink that somebody charges you $40 for. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's not, but like, that wouldn't really make sense. Oh yeah, you just have toxins in your body that are just waiting for like some supplement to scoop them out. Like, our bodies are made to flush out the toxin, or you die. If you had too many toxins in your body, you know, there's so much people taking advantage of people like me, or hypochondriacs or whatever, with like all this weird you don't even have to tell the truth on a website. That's something that is important to remember every morning before you go on the computer. Like, there is no law against lying on the internet and being very convincing about it, and like telling someone to take I with all my acid reflux stuff, I've spent a lot of time on like the GERD or TIP. The GERD is like the name for the acid reflux disease, and all people have all these different apple cider. Everyone's always talking about apple cider vinegar. I drank apple cider vinegar a few times. I swear to God, I wanted, like, it made everything worse. And every person I ever talked to is like, oh, you just need apple cider. Oh, it's all you need. ACV, it's all you need. Nothing. It made me, I like felt it in my skin. It was disgusting. Did not help. Maybe it'll help somebody else. If you have reflux, try it. I don't know. I did not like it. There's something so annoying to me about people who, I totally get questioning doctors and like big pharma or whatever, but people who have taken doctors, big pharma is a thing and doctors can overprescribe to mean, oh, the only thing you should ever do is like supplements and just take weird like things that are, I get that like we should be distrustful or distrusting, whatever, of these institutions and these people who are giving the thumbs up, and it's coming from the government, and maybe they lie sometimes, but random like turmeric or whatever toxin flushing supplements are not approved by anyone. Like, it just, there's something so annoying to me about this idea that like the government and doctors and big pharma have this agenda and they're totally biased, but random people on Facebook and Twitter and at the health food store selling you supplements aren't. Like, that somebody with a YouTube channel or some conspiracy thing wouldn't have a reason to lie to you as well. Like, they want attention and money and power, and some people just make stuff, like, they fearmonger, all that. You know, there's some stuff online where it's like, it's designed to make you scared in the same way that this mass media corporation is fear-mongering you with clickbait headlines from CNN or whatever. So is, you know, humans on an individual level are able to have those same instincts. They won't reach as far as like an institution or like an entire country, you know, and I agree that those things exist, but like, I get the instinct, but the idea that like that you can't, it can't be like it has to be this like black and white thing of like, the government lies sometimes, therefore anything that comes from a government website is not true. That is like an uneducated way to look at things. Uneducated is the wrong word, but like that is a very dumb, like, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but like, that there's just something like people that are like, oh, the doctor wanted to put me on this medication because they said my this was high, but I know it's just big pharma and I'm gonna take this supplement. It's like, look up how Steve Jobs died. Like, I'm sorry, but you are being brainwashed just as much as someone who's being overprescribed antibiotics is. I feel like I'm making people angry. I shouldn't have had those chips, but like, there's something very annoying to me about people who do not realize that there is just as much insidious brainwashing going on conspiracy theory websites, and people, there's a reason why people want you to be scared that put out content about this stuff, or supplement companies or whatever, and that you can pick and choose. A doctor is not always lying to you. Someone who's associated with big pharma tangentially, it does not mean that they are a scientist. It does not mean that they have no reason to actually care about other humans. Like, I just can't with like this idea that because big pharma exists, the only solution to mental illness is like supplements, and maybe like certain narcotics are okay for some reason. Like Schedule 4 is good, but anything below that is like brainwashing, and you just have to take like this thiamine weird thing and pee it out. Like, I don't know. And it's also just sad because a lot of people are denying themselves help. And I understand the distrust, I want to say. I do understand it. Maybe I should cut that part of the video out. Hey, Drew, when you're editing this later. Okay, somebody texted me. I'm afraid they're mad at me. I'm going to ignore that. I'm going to show you the video of the bird, and I'm going to go. By the way, and I've been verging into more territories where I, like, speak on social issues and, like, the world, or I just used the word institution like 8 times. I did not go to college. I do not read much about politics, or I have opinion, but I want to say, like, I am very open to, if it's in a nice way, to being told that I'm wrong, or like, hey Drew, you actually here's some proof that what you're saying isn't true. I am very open to that. Like, maybe I am very sensitive, and maybe you wouldn't think that I'd be, and maybe I'm just saying this to overcompensate and it's not true. But I can definitely, a lot of the things, I like to just say things with a lot of confidence and as if they could only be true, because that's how I feel at the moment. But I also realize that everything I just said in the past 7 minutes, I might change my mind about tomorrow. Or if I talk to more people, I could see a more nuanced view of it. And I talk in kind of a like judgmental way sometimes about stuff, and I don't want somebody watching this who believes in... I don't think that anyone who takes supplements is dumb. I don't think that I drink tea with lots of different supplements, and like, I like certain things that work for me, but like, just the idea that that's the only thing that would work, and there's no nuance to what a doctor could prescribe, or smart people that I know, that I relate to, like, believing this conspiracy stuff and putting their health in jeopardy because and not seeing that there could be a dark side to the people putting that information out as well is troubling to me. That is all. Thank you. No, okay, here's the bird, and then I'm gonna get out of here. I hate when people say that, as if I could do this for 7 hours. Oh my god, what are you talking about? Okay. Do you guys hear that noise? My speakers are making like a noise that's very scary to me. I'm always a little bit scared that any electronic that I'm near is about to explode. Like...
Hi. Sir? Just 1 second.
Okay, let me play it again now that I have the focus already.
Hi.
Okay, I didn't get the bird very well because I was nervous. You see it? Okay, that's a big, and like you can almost see it struggling to pick its own belly up. I shouldn't call it a belly, but there's nothing wrong with a belly. Okay, thanks for watching this. I've said this at the end of so many of my long videos. Please comment if you made it this far in the video. And if there's one, or if there's only a half person, then genuinely I feel this wasn't a very connected video. I feel like it really was just kind of a therapy session, but I don't know, because there's a YouTuber I watch, and I don't want to say his name because I tried DMing him, not in like a gross way, but just to be like, hey, I love, like, we both do YouTube if you ever want to talk about like the weirdness of it, because he was talking, and like, I've watched him for so long, and he didn't reply, so I don't want, I don't know, I'm afraid that if I say his name, especially now saying that when someone will comment and be like, why didn't you reply to Drew? No one would do that. Maybe 1/2 of a person, 1.7 as the amount of jokes I made in this video would say that. People. What? Okay. He makes videos where he literally is like, he will pause and go, for like 10 seconds, and I will be riveted and like watching it like it's the greatest movie I've ever seen. But for some reason I have a hard time believing that I could take so many pauses and and that someone would be that patient with me, or that there's kind of my turtle just let some stuff out of her body that I've never seen the moment where it came out. It's just at the bottom of the tank usually, and it's interesting. She didn't even. I would have thought there'd be some acknowledgement in her face of like, whew, or something, but it just falls out, and it wasn't like she was pretending it wasn't happening, but there was very much, I wonder if she even knew. Okay, I'm going to clean that out because she seems to be looking at it like it's something, she forgot that it wasn't food. Great. Oh, anyway, yeah, I have a hard time believing that someone would, that I have enough charisma, or I am interesting enough as a human on my own that someone would just watch me kind of stumble around like this. And I think that's my main issue too with making stuff online, and what I've been trying to get into lately is this idea. If you watch my video on my main channel called like A Day in the Life of a YouTuber, I was trying to talk about like this idea that you can just do whatever right now, and like people will love it. And people always say that to me. You could fart in front of the camera and please, I'll pay you. No, but like, I appreciate that, but I also feel like, no, but I want the standards to be at least a little bit higher than that. Because I think I'm hesitant, even though I know a million people would beg for the job of like, literally thousands of people are telling you do whatever and they'll watch it. A certain number of people would watch that, but I think that if I were to put this out at once a week on my channel, eventually a good amount of people would be like, I think that now, hopefully, on my main channel, there's a sense of like, oh, he uploaded a new video. For at least a good amount of people, this is going to be funny. This is going to be interesting. I love that people comment, you're someone on YouTube who actually makes me laugh. I think that there's this kind of virtual friend thing that I'm doing right now that's, and like I said, with this other YouTuber that I appreciate and rivets me. Rivets me? Riveting means you're interested, right? But I don't see that as the same thing as creating a piece of creative art. And I don't think that that means that it shouldn't exist, or that the things that are just Instagram Live where someone's mumbling don't have value in the world and don't bring people comfort. But I personally feel like I'm not interested in, even though I'm doing it right now, just kind of sitting here and I'm trying it out because I want to be an artist. As pretentious as that is, like, I want to make things. There's so much pressure to just keep going online now, and people asking for more, and consistency is key, and whatever happens. I've had so many people tell me, just put something up. Oh my God, you could make money. And it's like, but I want to have artistic integrity, and that it goes against my integrity to put something up that I'm not excited and feel like if you spend an hour watching it, you will think about something or laugh, or I've put so much thought into it. But it's weird, because on the other hand, maybe I am just interesting, and maybe 100 people watched this to the end, and they were riveted the whole time, and that's okay. And maybe it doesn't, maybe the artistic expectations I have for myself are like I said in the beginning of this, like almost impossible to meet. But I don't know how to describe it. I wonder if that makes sense to the person watching this. Like, there's something about just kind of putting something, people being like, I just want to watch you do something because I like you. I almost reject that. Even though I appreciate it, I'm like, no, but I want to be like a creative person. I don't want this kind of thing where, even though I feel that with so many people, I want to be more, I want to be someone who, it's like I'm putting out my new movie. Here it is. The guy who made it is this. And I know that's hard when the medium is literally me in front of a camera saying, hi, I'm Drew, and I am Drew. But I've always expected people to know that I am, when people say like, you're not like you are in your videos, I'm like, yeah, and like, a band isn't who they are when they're singing a song. You're singing a song. Like, that I always thought that that was obvious, that maybe when I started on the internet that was more of a thing to like, this is separate. I feel like it's become so much like, if you see a YouTuber like, or a Twitch streamer or whatever, you become obsessed with the person. I don't even think that you can, it would be possible for me to be the person I am in front of my friends right now on this video, or alone, because how would that work? There's so much context to what's happening right now. I'm talking to a vague group of people I can't see. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, I am me who Drew Monson would be if he made a video in his room for an undetermined amount of people, but I'm not I guess we're all different people at different times. I'm so curious I would love to actually get comments on this video and what you agree with, what you disagree with. I'm very interested in hearing people disagree with me lately because I'm trying to be a little more open about stuff that might make people... I don't know, I feel like there was a long time online that I only wanted to say my opinions that I felt wouldn't trouble anybody. And now I'm kind of like, this might upset half the people who listen to it and half will agree with me, and I just felt like I was a lot of times staying away from certain topics and things that frustrated me, or YouTubers or types of videos, because I was afraid of people being mad at me rather than I thought it was the best thing to do. And I don't think that's working from a place of integrity also, to just kind of have an opinion or keep an opinion to myself that I have. If it's the way I feel, I might as well say it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that bird. And by that bird, I mean this guy. I'm a British woman. Okay, see you later.